from the heart of the action. This is a global goal post. You're home for everything World Cup.
All right, welcome to Shin and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm Jess, this is Big Mike, and we are Shin and Shenanigans. You can find us on X at Shimpad_IESR. How you doing tonight, Big Mike?
Well, I tell you, I'm looking a little rough, so my apologies.
No worries.
Full day of work, had to take the pups to the vet, which took way longer than we had hoped. And then had to do some moving and stuff. And the next thing I know, I'm looking, I was like, well, we go live in like an hour. I got to hustle. And I hustled and I'm here. So, and try to keep up with our beautiful game today. So all of that, it's been a little wild. So apologies for that. But I'm here. We're going to talk the beautiful game. We got a lot of news to discuss. And then obviously there's some big World Cup stories. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Goodness gracious. What should we talk about first, though?
I know.
How about we?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here watching the end on my phone. I got the last minute here of Portugal, Croatia.
I better pull up that score. See what's going on?
Yeah, this is they're about to call it. It's they're past stoppage, so.
Looking like Portugal's going to take it.
Yeah, did a nice header about 7 minutes ago, I believe. Knocked it in, and Ronaldo with his PK earlier. So Croatia had a chance here a few minutes or so ago to maybe make some noise, but it's not looking too hot. Although they just countered, so we'll see if they can pull off a miracle.
Right. We'll see. I don't know.
Oh, but, shot and a save. So
we think that's going to be the full time?
I think it's looking like it. So it's just a matter of the ref blowing the whistle.
We'll get more into World Cup a little bit later. Starting off with World Soccer tonight. So I don't know how many of you have heard, but I have definitely seen how footballers have been affected by the Venezuelan tragedy. And this is an absolute tearjerker to me. And yes. I'm just... The country experienced severe twin earthquakes. One was 7.2, the other was 7.5. And if I'm not mistaken, they were just 39 seconds apart. Which is, oh my goodness.
I'm going to pause you real quick because Croatian miracle. It's tied.
What?
Oh, yep, we just tied it.
What?
I'm saying we'll get to the tragedy here in a second, and we'll talk more World Cup. I know, but if anybody's not tuning into this World Cup, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Croatia to tie it?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
It would, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get too far off topic. I know we have a lot of World Cup we'll discuss as the show moves along, but yeah, this whole thing in Venezuela is just so sad.
Yeah.
And so many lives lost, so many people missing. It's just utter. It's tragic. It's just devastating, and whatever other adjective you want to throw in there.
Yeah. And the last I saw, the death toll is around 1,700, and there have been so many aftershocks, over 600 aftershocks, and footballers have not been affected by this. Yemvert, an 18-year-old who played for Universidad Central de Venezuela, Victor Palacios, who played for Club Sport San Agustin, and Razin, who is a youth player for Caracas Football Club, all unfortunately lost their lives because of this. And honestly, the tragedy really does not stop there at all.
No.
Lucas Trejo, who plays for Club Sport Maritimo La Guara, lost his wife and 2 children while he was away for training, which is so devastating.
Yeah, it's again devastating. I can't even imagine being there, what they're going through, and I've all I can just say to people is, if you can help, help. If you have resources, even if it's just $1. Update. Review has taken the goal away from Croatia.
Oh, what a bummer.
Yep, it was hard to see it when we were chatting whatever, but it was the review and yeah. Well, anyway, we'll talk. I'm sure VAR will pump in the subject at some point.
No, I'm sure.
But no. Anyway, back to this. If you can, if you're able to even help with $1, you know what I mean? Like, these people are just going through some of the worst things you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
So even if you can't do resources, send your good vibes, your thoughts, whatever you're into in that regard. But it's just so devastating, and I'm glad you mentioned the aftershocks, because we have people here on our network who are very familiar with earthquakes, and and anytime there's a significant earthquake, there's always aftershocks to follow, and it's just it's scary and it's sad.
Yeah, absolutely. One other footballer who has been reported to have been affected by this is Hector Bellos. His wife unfortunately passed away while shielding their young daughter, an infant, who was thankfully okay and rescued in stable condition, but she lost her life protecting her daughter, and that just oh my gosh, I just
yeah, it just makes your stomach just almost it's almost nauseating. It's just on that pit of your stomach, it just drops. And I have a soft spot for that. I remember growing up as a guy, it's no tears, you can't cry, you can't show emotion. And now I've got a 21-year-old daughter, and I see anything remotely sad, and I'm like, I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, it's so many sad stories, and unfortunately we're going to hear more. Yeah.
Moving on to more life stuff. So this happened in Italy. Gothberg, with the sports highest court, which is the Court of Arbitration for Sports, the CAS, ruled in favor of Gothberg, and they ruled that Lazio women over in Italy unlawfully terminated her employment once they learned that she was pregnant, and have ordered the club to pay compensation of over 70,000 euros.
Good.
Now, exactly. This is the first time the CAS has penalized a football club for a pregnancy-related contract termination. Now, for those of us that live in the States, the NWSL definitely does not do this. I knew this before I even looked it up, because you see players returning from maternity leave. So,
yeah.
Players in the NWSL receive 100% of their base salary while on maternity leave, and teams are strictly prohibited from terminating or altering a contract due to pregnancy or childbirth. NWSL teams receive roster and salary cap relief so they can sign a replacement player without cutting the pregnant athlete. Mm-hmm. And they even have a stipend for childcare and cover travel costs for a caregiver and the infant during away games.
which is what they should do. But
Exactly.
it's amazing that to me the clubs are it's still would even think that this is a good idea. It's like, oh well, so and so was carrying a child. Oh well, your contract's done.
Yeah.
Like, how is that even like? What are we doing?
I don't know. But this is a first of its kind, and it's major over there, which is absolutely such a game changer for
Right.
women's soccer over there.
100%. And it is officially final now, so Portugal does win.
I was actually kind of hoping that they would go even longer, just to kind of see could Croatia pull it off.
Yeah, I was able to. They did just show a replay, and there was offsides. So it looked. I mean, just what the replay showed. How on the screen they've been kind of doing the like that laser, and it was. Yeah, it did look he was offsides. So one that they got right apparently, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll talk about some VAR a little bit later.
Yes, we will.
Now, just because it's World Cup time doesn't mean that the world of soccer has not kept going, because we've got some transfer news for you guys. One of which is Sporting. I think it's Sporting CP signed Sergi Altamira. It's an 18 million euro fee plus 4 million euros in add-ons. Now, because of his time at Masia and the 2% FIFA solidarity mechanism, which I'll explain in a minute, Barcelona can expect to receive approximately 400,000 euros. That's a pretty penny.
And Real Madrid saying, "Oh, great, more money they can use to pay off refs."
Of course they are. Anyway, so the FIFA solidarity mechanism requires a professional club that buys a player to deduct 5% of the transfer fee and distribute it proportionally to the youth academies or clubs that trained and educated that player between the age of 12 and 23. It's activated anytime a player transfers to a new club in a different country before their contract expires.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So people put in and I think that's also really great, because I think maybe something like that should be done here, because I feel like that's what helps open up doors for footballers in Europe, because they have that over there.
Yep. No, I don't disagree with that at all.
All right.
And at this point, we need anything we could get in that regard, right? I mean, you're already going up against these other big sports here in this country, and you would think something like this could I don't know, be worth a shot.
Kind of staying a little bit more towards the Spain side, then we'll get over into Saudi. Benfica have signed Clement Langlet from Atletico. It's a season-long loan. It's just a one-season loan. He played 60 matches over 2 seasons for Atletico Madrid, and he scored 3 goals and made 3 assists while he has time there. Now, his deal includes a mandatory buyout clause, which will trigger an automatic extension of a 3-year contract. So it's going to be, they have to buy him out, buy him, and then 3 years from there. So I think it's basically kind of like a 4-year contract.
Right.
Now, this move is going to clear his 18 million euro gross salary from Atletico's wage bill. So they're going to have a pretty penny to put back into players.
Yep, as what the casual fans will call here in the States, it's a salary cap move, essentially.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, and to your point, yeah, they'll have some room to go out and make some investments if they so choose. and they probably should.
Yeah. Yeah. And just gonna jump over into Saudi a little bit. Al Ali have signed Edouard. I don't really know how to pronounce it. That's why I wrote it down. For a $25 million fee. He's coming from the Russian club FC Krasnodar. The midfielder was heavily sought after by the club's director, so he was willing to pay exactly what the Russian club requested. They got exactly what they wanted.
Well, we'll see if that works out for the director or not.
Right? Let's see.
One of those moves, it's like, that's who I want, and okay, great. It's better work.
Right. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't either.
I don't know.
This one's a surprise move. We're going back into the MLS. Chicago Fire have signed Robert Lewandowski from Barcelona. How did that happen?
Yeah, and it was crazy because he was there, he was checking the place out, and next thing you know, he signs.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of falls into this. All right, you know what? I mean, let's be real. He's a great player, but he's not a spring chicken.
No, he's not.
You know, so make some bank, do a little tour, fill some seats, sell some merch, all that good stuff, and then probably right off. But you know, he's still going to be a. I say he's no spring chicken, but he's still a player. He'll still make a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I was a little surprised by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to come to MLS is one thing, especially towards the end of your career. And that's not uncommon. We've seen players do it. We'll see more do it. You've heard some say they won't do it. You know, we'll see about that. You know, money talks. But Chicago, I think it was. I was like, really? The Fire? But hey, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. I mean, that if anything else is going to bring in some additional attendance.
Yeah, and some people are going to get some free Polish dogs in honor of the Fire signing Robert Lewandowski.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I think Wiener Circle is the one that was offering the free Polish dogs. So free hot dogs.
Free
in honor
dogs.
of that.
Free dogs.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, something for the fan base to be a little excited about, I suppose. Whether this makes the squad, you know, a real threat, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
But if I'm a fan, I'd be like, okay, that's pretty cool. And a reason to go watch them play, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it shakes out, obviously. But yeah, I was definitely a little surprised by this one.
Yeah, me too. I saw that. I was like, is this true?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like you have to go check a few other sources. I'm like, what is this, a fake post that I saw on social media? Let me go verify this. Oh, wait, it is real.
And like he'd only been to Chicago 15 days prior.
Right.
So I'm like, it's a little rush, don't you think?
Yeah. It's all a little bit of that. And I'm sure we'll hear more about it in the coming, you know, weeks and what have you. But yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks prior, and you're leaving Barcelona for Chicago in MLS.
Maybe that was part of his plan, though.
I think that's where I was alluding to earlier. It's like, you know, it could be a swan song, if you will, or whatnot. I don't know. And if that's part of his plan, great. Good for him. You know, he's going to go down as, you know, he'll go down as a great. I mean, so yeah, I don't know. More will come out, no doubt about it. But hey, if he's happy with it, just happy with it, and hopefully he can put on a good show and improve the team, drive the fan base up a bit, and everybody wins.
Mm-hmm. And staying a little bit in the MLS, something Messi related. Has anybody seen him in the new Spider-Man movie promo?
Mm-hmm.
I saw like a little clip of the promo.
Yeah,
I'm like, don't tell me he's in this movie, because I saw one thing where Ronaldo was going to be actually in the new Fast and Furious movie. So I was like, is this another thing? It's a crossover.
Of course.
We would have heard about it long before now. Because, I mean, this movie releases at the end of this month.
Speaking of this month, I can't believe it's July already.
I know. I was like, holy crap, it's July.
This is crazy.
I can't. Yeah.
But speaking of Messi, I don't know if you've seen the deal he's been doing with MasterCard.
No, I don't think I've seen
Okay, it's actually pretty cool. So what they've done is found these stories of people in our game, right? And there's two in particular that I'll share real quick. I thought were pretty cool. One was a guy who played soccer, and he was about like a Messi when it comes to a build. You know, right? He's not this 6'2", this muscular guy who can run like a deer, and he got so far, but then just didn't have the physical attributes, whatever. So he started a club. I want to say it was in Jersey. I could be mistaken there, but so he started this club, whatever, and kind of focusing on what I've talked about in the past, where like, maybe players that don't have the most athleticism or the biggest bodies or whatever, but are still like good soccer players.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of focusing on that. Well, MasterCard's been doing this thing where they bring these people in and they think they're doing whatever awareness campaign, and they open this door and there's Lionel Messi. And so Messi's already knows the story. And so they do a meet and greet. Another one was a family out of Georgia that started essentially a soccer league for special needs kids. And it was founded on kids who have autism.
Oh, nice.
And and so MasterCard, included Messi about the story. And so they did the thing, and of course they opened the door and there's Lionel Messi waiting for the family. And, he's basically saying, like, I think what you're doing is amazing and giving back to the community. And of course, it's all the heartwarming stuff you can think of, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cool concept because you can go on like social media and you can go on TikTok or, X, whatever, and find these videos. And they're pretty cool. I mean, it's just little making these people's dreams come true and meeting their hero and their favorite, football player, right? So to me, I was like, between the Spider-Man promo and what he's doing there, and he's also, stabbing people in the leg and not getting red cards. But again, we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later.
But no,
we'll get to it later.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, no, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right, guys, we're going to take a short little break, and we're going to dive into more transfer stuff, and then I promise at some point tonight we will get into the World Cup stuff. But
we'll get there.
Other stuff with the World Cup.
Yeah,
besides
there's news out there we got to talk about. We will get into World Cup, we promise.
We promise. All right, guys. You've been watching Shin Pads and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That is sports.
See you guys after the break.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at iSports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iSportsRadio.com. At iSportsRadio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, welcome back to Shin Pads and Shenanigans right here on iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. All right, we're going to get into a little bit of the NSL, and some of you might not know what the NSL is because it just started last season. It's the Northern Super League, which is the women's league up in Canada. Last season was their debut season. They are in season number 2 right now. One little piece of transfer news on their end. AFC Toronto have signed Sabrina D'Angelo. Now, her contract officially started yesterday, and she'll be eligible to play on July the 20th when the secondary transfer window opens. And she was previously playing for the WSL for Aston Villa when she decided to return home to Ontario, and she's bringing over a decade of experience, so watch out for AFC Toronto, though I'm still rooting for Halifax Tide, so personally.
Well, you know what? You might be the only Halifax fan I know. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. I will also say this. I mean, yeah, a decade of experience, and which is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Which will probably be to at least to some advantage to help AFC Toronto, but I don't. I don't know that all of a sudden they're going to become like a superpower. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Anything can happen for sure, but at the end of the day, I think if you're following AFC Toronto, you're definitely not mad about this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
for sure not.
I mean, comes home and so has a lot to give. So, but I think your point's valid. I think that all of a sudden you kind of have to go look and go, oh, all right, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, note to self, watch out for them, but doesn't mean it doesn't. It'll help for sure. Will it take them to the promised land? Who knows?
I think they're also she's joining kind of mid-season. So, and I think that's probably going to be good for them because right now they're sitting 4th. Granted, 4th may not sound like a big deal for most leagues. This league only has 6 teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll go up to either 7 or 8 in about a year or 2. But right now, this league only has 6. So 4th, you're kind of mid-table right now.
Right.
And so maybe it'll be a nice little boost.
Yeah,
to it.
For sure. I would think they have to go to 8, don't they? Can you just go to 7?
I mean, they could.
You could. I mean, I understand that, but just to me, it seems like let's just keep it even, keep it clean, and just go to 8.
Oh, it looks like it's next year. They're expanding by 1 club to 7 teams. We'll see.
If you got a few in the comments, appreciate y'all checking in with us, tuning in, what have you. someone chiming in saying Croatia might have gotten robbed. We'll get to that. We'll get the World Cup here, we promise.
Edging a little closer because that was the only thing I had for the Northern Super League. Now moving on to more of the EFL Championship one. Paul Mullen is leaving Wrexham. Yeah. He's leaving Wrexham. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, he actually kind of has been away for a hot minute. To be fair, I mean, he had surgery, and which that will derail anybody, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he won't come back and ball out and crush it, but then after that, he's been on loan and what have you. So it was almost kind of like that. Just almost leads to it almost becomes inevitable at that point. At least to me, that you're probably gonna not be there anymore, for lack of a better phrase. So, but that, I mean, the injury was, it's a back injury too. So those are never like minor.
No.
I don't know if you've ever had to deal with back issues. I mean, I've been lucky enough. I haven't had anything serious, but I'll just get like some swelling going on and whatnot. And, just from overdoing it or just being old and bending down the wrong way. And you're like, it's hard to even walk without feeling.
I'm trying not to get back issues.
Yeah. I mean, there's days it's just like, it's uncomfortable to walk and it flares up. It's like, so, and that wasn't any real damage. It was just like inflammation and like, hey, Mike, throw some ice on me and chill out. So you're talking, you get surgery there and whatnot. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, he and the club both agreed to terminate his contract on June 26th. And like we've talked about, it's for various reasons. He's been alone. He had back surgery, so it kind of just happens, but at least they didn't terminate the contract.
Correct.
It was kind of a mutual, kind of like a shaking hands, respectful type of situation.
That's, to me, is how it should. I mean, look, we as fans, we love the drama, right? We always love the drama. And we get all animated about it and lose our minds and whatever. For me, at the end of the day, I mean, it's business. It's business. It can be cutthroat and it can be tough, to put it mildly. But I actually like that when that happens. Like, hey, you know what? This isn't working for me. It's not working for you. Thanks for everything. It's been great. And let's just do our own thing.
Right.
It's just like when you're in our everyday lives, we're dealing with our employers, right? I mean, we really don't want it at the end of the day to be nasty.
Yeah.
So it happens, sure. Do we really want it to be that way? No, we don't. We'd rather just say, hey, you know what? It's not working. Shake hands. Thanks for everything. Best of luck. So I appreciate that. I mean, here in my city of Indianapolis, we've seen it. We've seen both. Obviously, just like any place else, and it's it's almost unfair in a way when it gets dramatic like that, because you don't really know everything that happened.
Yeah.
You'll hear a couple media guys say, well, my source said this or my source said this, and all of a sudden fans like get pitchforks and torches out and ready to do whatever. So
kind of like how they turned on Nate in Ted Lasso.
Yep, exactly. Glad you mentioned Ted Lasso, by the way. We'll work on some fun with Ted Lasso in the coming Your post World Cup. Post World
Oh,
Cup.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
4 weeks, man.
Ted Lasso chat on this show will be a lot of fun.
Excited.
Um,
I'm so excited.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll have a blast with that. But anyway, not to go out too much on a tangent here. Glad this was a mutual thing. Sucks for his injury. Hopefully both sides can, move on and be better from it.
And speaking of them, leave men to their own devices. We're gonna switch over to the women's. In the top for the Welsh, Wrexham Women's have signed goalkeeper Lucy Farrell after her contract expired at Stoke City. So this is going to be exciting for them, for sure.
Agreed. Yeah. She's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's okay.
She's all right.
She's all right. Now, I don't really know the length of her deal or even the financial aspects. As far as I know, it remains undisclosed at this time. But her arrival is going to add some depth to the squad, which is going to help immediately for the women's team.
Depth. A word that
Depth.
a lot of clubs talk about but don't always execute.
Yep.
Right? And it's so important.
So important.
So important.
We will move on over into the Premier League for a minute here. 4 clubs have been fined by UEFA for breaching squad cost ratios.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. Now, I mean, personally, I'm like, I don't know what to think of it. You gotta stay in your budget.
Yep.
I mean, the 4 clubs we're looking at is Aston Villa, Chelsea, Newcastle United, and Nottingham Forest.
Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea. And
y'all,
how much?
I say this as a fan of Chelsea. It's laughable. It just is. Like it just is.
This is not even the first time that UEFA's been like, "Hey, stop spending so much."
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm glad we came up on this topic because, again, for fans here in the States who, follow the other major sports in our country, like, I mean, it's when it comes to spending money, it can be an absolute, bleep show. Especially when you're talking baseball. I mean, these guys throwing out just $700 million contracts, and they can. So now, obviously, that's not the case in every sport here, as we know. But hey, you have your guidelines. You know what you can and can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe don't do it. If you can't do it, maybe you shouldn't.
Right.
What a concept.
Now, right. I mean, this rule is to limit European clubs from spending more than 70% of their income on players, wages, and agents to ensure a fair playing field. So, I mean...
What a concept!
What a concept. I mean, Aston Villa, they've been fined 22.5 million euros with 7.5 million payable right now, and the other 15 suspended as a rollover of a conditional punishment from 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So not the first time for that.
Nope.
Chelsea have also been fined 3 million euros with 2 million euros suspended since they have shown a positive trajectory, a strong positive trajectory, because we're barely over the 70%. Barely.
Which is nothing for them at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, I mean, both Chelsea and Aston Villa showed improved trend in their squad cost ratios between 2024 and 2025. And this is a trend for them. Overspending is a trend for them.
Yes,
So
100%.
And Newcastle United, they've been fined €3 million, and Nottingham Forest fined €2.65 million. So a lot of money.
A lot of money. At least it's not 22.
Yeah,
I guess.
at least there's that.
I mean, we're talking a few mil here, which, yes, is a lot of money. Is it going to completely wreck your club? No. Is it enough to irritate you? Yeah. But again, got to manage it better.
Yeah. Yep. We'll look at a couple of transfers, and then we'll go into the World Cup. But we'll look at a couple of transfers in the Premier League. Fulham have signed, let's see. They've signed Jonah Kusi Asari from Bayern Munich for a fee of €6 million. The contract is for 5 years. What do you think about this signing?
It's a low risk, high reward for them, and
Yeah.
I love those. I love those type of deals. I do.
Yep.
Like, you're trying to make yourself better, and you're like, okay, I can player X, player Y, player Z, whatever, and you think they can make it better. They can make you better. Okay, go for it. And if that doesn't happen, you're not out a ton.
Right.
So
he's coming from Bayern.
I love signings like that. Just like, hey, all right, it kind of tells the fan base, hey, you know what, we're out there, we're signing this, and hey, if it doesn't work, we're not going to be crushed by it. So I'm a big fan of those. And typically on the flip side of that too, I think it kind of motivates the player as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, it's not a huge, I'm getting paid, but it's not a huge, not crazy money. It's good, but it's great money, obviously, at the end of the day. But you know what I mean? It's not, not some crazy prestigious contract. And it's like, hey, if it works, it's great for the player.
Yeah, right.
Puts you in a better negotiating spot. And then they might, of course, have a few years maybe, but still, they can eventually get paid. And it's good for the club, at least, especially in the short term. So both sides can win from these things. So I'm a fan.
Same. One more that we're going to talk about is Tottenham have signed Mateus Fernandez for a fee of £85 million. That's a lot for Tottenham.
That's a big one.
Yeah. He's now the most expensive signing in Spurs history. I'm
not so sure about this one. I mean, not that I'm going to be mad about it, as we all know my feeling, my thoughts on my feelings on Tottenham. Boy, that's kind of risky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might be eating crow by the time it's said and done, and that's fine. I've done it. I've eaten crow enough times in my life. It won't be the first and won't be the last. But yeah, it's a lot of money. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a hefty gamble for that.
Yeah, and especially when you think it's hard because, like, on the surface, you think about some of the talent they've had in just recent years, and then to see him dropping this kind of money, no, I'm not hating on the dude. Don't get me wrong. Good for him, But yeah, I'd say a lot of money being, he's been suffering. He's been on the relegation side.
Yeah.
Right?
I
mean, one can't do it all. We know that, but still, a lot of money.
Twice relegated.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see how that works out for De Zerbi.
Yes, we will.
All right, guys. You guys have been waiting the entire show probably to hear about the World Cup. Let's talk about the World Cup. What should
Absolutely.
we start with tonight?
Well, there's two that come to mind. And I'll do this one first because I think the USA is what people are chatting about right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to that in a second. I would say my other one, actually, I guess there's two other ones. First and foremost, way to go, Paraguay.
Right?
Who had that on their bracket?
I did not.
No one truly did. Like, no one actually truly thought that was going to happen. Some may put on their bracket just to be funny or like, hey, you know what? I filled out a ton of them, so whatever. I don't think anybody thought Paraguay was going to beat Germany. Not that Germany is great this time around. I mean, this isn't the any of past, World Cups, for example. I think we all know that. But seeing after how the U.S. just absolutely crushed them, I don't think anybody thought they were going to beat Germany.
Right?
So congrats to Paraguay. That was insane. And congrats to our friends in the South. Viva Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Good on them. That was I actually thought Ecuador might give them some fits.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
it was the other way around. And so, I mean, first time in 40 years, on their home turf.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling everybody right now, I don't care what it's Sunday night. You're not doing anything. We're all recovering from the holiday weekend, getting ready for work on Monday morning, 8 p.m. Sunday night, Mexico versus England.
Yeah, that's one I do not want to miss.
Do not miss that match. That is going to be insanity. Harry Kane is doing Harry Kane things, as we saw yesterday. He is that dude is clutch, and Mexico on their in their backyard with all those fans there. It is going to be an absolutely electric atmosphere. The last time England played there, I believe, in a World Cup was '86 in the Maradona Miracle, if you will.
Oh, goodness.
They've got some. They got a little. They're gonna be thinking, all right, we got to get that off our history here. We got to get a little payback from that, even though it's obviously a different squad. But
the curse is over.
Yeah, so this is going to be electric. So that is gonna be must-watch TV right there. But Mexico's playing well. I like what I'm seeing from them. It's a little bit different style that they've played compared to years past. And I think it's been good for them. They're a young squad. They're playing with a little bit more discipline than some Mexico teams have in the past, World Cups. And even the past years, for example. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And, Congo gave England all they could handle. So that's going to be just must-watch TV. So now I would say those are some things that really stood out to me. Obviously, we had the match as we went on air tonight. Another offsides call that some are saying was controversial. It looked, I've only watched one little, few seconds of it. It looked like he was off to me, but, angles are angles, so who knows. But this World Cup has been top notch. I said at the top of the show. It's been excitement. I've got some friends I know who haven't really tuned into it before and are watching it now going, this is crazy exciting. Like,
right.
We've seen PK shootouts, and what your opinion on PK shootouts can be what it is. and I understand both sides of it. I really do. But from a fan's perspective, it is drama. It is exciting. It's everything magical this beautiful game brings to us. So,
Right.
But I think people probably want to hear our take on the USA Bosnia Herzegovina from last night.
Oh, I mean the red card?
Mm,
The red card?
the red card. That might be the topic.
Yeah, that might be the topic. Yeah. We were talking about that at work. Yeah.
I'm going to say, before we get to that, I thought the U.S. performance last night was very gritty. Shout out to Tillman on that free kick, by the way. That was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually had another goal with a man down, but Pulisic was ruled offsides. U.S. with a better team, but still to be down, down a man for over a half hour. I thought, they rallied, and I thought it was a very gritty performance. So, I mean, tip of the cap to them on that. The red card, to me, is absolute garbage.
Yeah. I
It's
agree.
absolute garbage.
Yeah.
And I don't like, and look, that's a foul,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whether you meant to foul him or not, a foul is a foul at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But that went from two guys going down to all of a sudden being reviewed for a red.
Yeah.
A red. You know what I mean? And I made the off the cuff comment earlier about Messi in the group stage. He did essentially the exact same thing, and they nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No yellow card, no VAR review, nothing.
Nothing. So, but that fits all sports narratives, right? The greats are protected.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My issue with this one, and I've seen your purist, your traditionalist saying, no, I shows the right call. Should have been a red. And I'd reply back, so what Messi did was that was fine.
Yeah.
And of course, you get no comment. You get no reply. You get no feedback on it. So if you look at the play, you can tell he's playing the ball. And that's where I have the issue. Yes. Did he hit him in the leg? Yes, he did. He's positioning. They're both fighting for the ball. Fouls happen. It's part of the game. Had they come back with a yellow? Fine. Some would probably even argue that. To me, whatever, fine. I mean, if you think about it, at the end of the day, yellow is just like, hey, it's a warning, chill. But I thought that was garbage. I felt that official last night, because he made calls against Bosnia too.
Yeah.
To be fair, I thought so far, we still have a lot to go, right? For the most part, I think the officiating in the grand scheme of it all has been pretty good. Have they missed calls? Of course. They're going to. They're human beings. But for the first time, at least in the matches I've watched, and I've watched a fair share. I've not watched every single one, to be fair. It felt like to me he was making it about himself. And we've seen this. We see it in other sports. We used to have a guy here in Indiana, but back in the day as an NCAA official, Ted Valentine. Everybody called him TV Teddy. Because anytime a game was on national TV, he was calling some of the dumbest things you've ever seen. And it was like he's making it about him because he's on TV.
Yeah. And my issue with it is that so they did not use VAR correctly. Standard
Correct.
VAR protocols were not followed correctly.
Yeah.
And I think they breached heavily the International Football Association Board, which is pretty much the big kahuna of guidelines, breached the guidelines.
Yep.
And misused the protocols. And it just makes you kind of wonder what is going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and that changes the trajectory, changes the whole landscape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the U.S. goes without a starting forward and to their round of 16 against Belgium, a team who's given them fits forever, like forever, and now we'll see who they go with.
Yeah.
My first thought would be Pepe, but I read a report today, it may not be him after all, so who knows? But we'll preview that. We'll preview that on Saturday, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Got
to tune in.
Got to tune in for sure. It's gonna be a fun show as always on Saturday. But no, it was a horrible. It was awful. Yeah, and that's gonna be for the haters of VAR. There you go. There you go. And I've said it on the show. I'll say it again. I'm not opposed to VAR.
Mm-hmm.
I want the call to be right at the end of the day.
Yeah. Too.
This was not right.
It was. It was not. It was not.
So, and that's unfortunate. So, and I can only imagine if the U.S. lose on Monday.
Yeah.
So,
did you sign up your emergency pizza from Domino's before the World Cup started?
I did not. Unfortunately,
I wish I would have.
Unfortunately, I got my I read it as Donatos, so I got my emergency Donatos, but apparently that doesn't mean a damn thing.
They honored their $1 million in emergency pizzas for the U.S. getting a red card. So at least something a little positive came from that.
Right. There's been
unfortunately this red card cannot be overturned.
No, and that's another. I'm glad you brought that point up too, Jess, because this is where I feel like, and I understand it, but I don't. If that makes sense, like I feel one like this should be able to be appealed. I can understand. Like there's some that be like, okay, absolutely no way. Right. I mean, there's egregious ones we've seen a lot of red cards, in this World Cup so far. And some of them have been pretty clear as day. This one to me, because again, I mean, it's such a harsh punishment, right? You're out for the rest of the game and you're out the next game.
Yeah.
And does he deserve to be out the next game for that action? No. He doesn't. So to me, this is where it should be something along the lines of, it's not going to happen. I get it. But hey, US, you've got 24 hours to file your appeal. Or maybe not even 24 hours. You have till noon the next day. I don't know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they should be able to look at that and within 24 hours, go back and say, okay, you know what? That was not an egregious foul. It was a foul nonetheless, but it was not egregious. He was playing the ball. Yes, was there contact, of course. And then to me, you just be able to say, okay, you know what? And I don't know how you would do it, right? I mean, I'm spitballing here to a degree, but I would be like, situation like that, to me, if I'm on the board, I'd be like, hey, you know what? He's back in. He's playing with a yellow.
Yeah.
So that way, if he does it again, he's out. But, but to me, I mean, that should be one you should be able to appeal, in my opinion. But
I agree.
FIFA's going to FIFA.
FIFA's going to FIFA. Nothing we could do about it.
Nope. So we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, good on the U.S. We said before the World Cup started, one of the things I mentioned was the round of 16 would be a win.
Yeah, and they've made it.
They're there. And I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I know we'll talk more about it on Saturday, but Belgium did not beat Senegal, in my opinion. Senegal lost.
Oh, I know. Like, like Senegal, like last I saw, it was like 2-0 in favor of Senegal, and it was like half through the second half. And then Belgium pulled it out of their butts.
Yep.
So I'm like, how is this match on Monday going to go?
Yeah, and again, not to get ahead of ourselves, but Lukaku, who has been a fantastic player throughout his career, he subs in. But I will say, when he's been subbing in, he gives Belgium a spark. And so I'd imagine they'll do the same thing. And how will the U.S. be able to handle that? Especially with Balogun gone. So that'll be interesting to see how tactically how the U.S. goes about that. But back to the point. U.S. are there. You're in a round of 16. All the host nations are in the round of 16, which is great.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, this is, although I think Canada might, I'm not liking Canada's matchup come Sunday, but, hey, it is what it is. Anything can happen. Paraguay's advanced, so, anything can happen. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think even with this red card for the U.S., I'm not going to write them off. I still think they've got a shot. And I don't know that if they were to win, if they were to get past after that, I don't see that per se. But I thought here was their ceiling, just as 16s where we wanted to be. And whatever happens on Monday, it's been a great World Cup for the United States, no matter what.
Absolutely, I agree. I can't believe it's almost over, too. Like, it
I know,
like
it felt like it took
just
forever
started.
to get here. It felt like it took forever to get here, and now that it's here, it's like, holy crap, we're just a few weeks away from this thing being done.
Yeah, right? Not very long.
Nope.
Like, little over 2 weeks.
A little over 2 weeks. That's why I'm saying, everybody, if you're not watching, tune into this. This has been such an amazing World Cup. So many great finishes, and I don't even think we've seen the best of it yet.
No, I don't think so. But you guys can catch us on Saturday, starting at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. You can catch us on Saturdays for our special edition World Cup. We just talk about the World Cup. Tonight was a little bit of World Cup, a little bit of what else is going on during the World Cup type of situation.
Right.
But you guys have been tuning to Shin and Shenanigans right here on Esports Radio, your direct for all sports. We will see you guys on Saturday.
See you Saturday.
Live from the heart of the action. This is a global goalpost. You're home for everything World Cup.